What's good, Sooner Nation? It appears that Oklahoma still has a fondness for the state of Florida, as they are locked in on a particular linebacker out there that we'll be visiting this weekend that y'all need to know about. Because if Oklahoma does what they need to do, there's a good chance they can flip this bad boy. Shout out to my guy PG over at the PG Show. He dropped a video on this already today, but I had to get this for my audience as well because I'm going to be honest. When I watched his video, his tape jumps off the board. Let's dive in. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. All right, we're going to talk about Elijah Melendez, linebacker out of Osceola, Florida, at Kissimmee, Florida, Osceola High School in Kissimmee. And he'll be one of the many linebackers out of the state of Florida that we've gone after. I mean, you know, well, you've heard of that school before because that's where Derek LeBlanc came from. Unfortunately, Derek is now at UCF. Lewis Carter comes from, Tampa, Catholic down there, same place as EPL. We like Florida kids, right? And I know that Brent Venables has mentioned his love for that, but it sounds like that in this Melendez recruitment, this has been that Zach Alley special on top of what Brent Venables' history is, where the head coaches down there actually have an appreciation for what Venables does and what he did at Clemson and, years past in Oklahoma. And so I sense that we're getting that appreciation come in. So let's look at his measurables. Let's look at the tape, talk about this cat. Depending on the recruiting service you go to, he's roughly at about 6'2", 2.25. Nice size linebacker, 4-star consensus and composite top 200 guy. I think 247 has him like 140, 139, and On3 has him at 170. He's considered top 10 linebacker in the country, period, right? Like here you see On3 has him at about, 20th. When you go to 247, they're about 16, but On3, their actual rating, not their consensus, they have him at number 9. ESPN has him 4th. And Rivals has him 2nd. So a lot of the services think highly of him. 247 doesn't think very highly of him right now, but that'll change. They've got camps coming up and you can see him go through that camp. And again, dude can play. So of course I had to pull up his tape. We got to see what he looked like or whatnot. And he played both sides of the ball. Saw him play running back as well as linebacker. So of course he's very agile, knows how to hit the hole. And he just runs past everybody. So he's strong. He's fast. He likes to hit. And, of course, the recurring theme when it comes to Brent Venables and the players they're recruiting on the defensive side is they want dudes that don't have any fear of hitting, right? Ones that can go ahead and chase the quarterback and actually get tackles in the backfield. Y'all recognize that last season, our team tackles way better than it did 2 years ago. 2 years ago is when everybody had the complaints about the way we tackled. Now we don't have those complaints because we actually wrap up a heck of a lot more. The next thing is for the secondary to do a really good job of not, giving up really, really big plays. But as you can see here with Melendez, he gets back there, gets his hands up, nice movement. He seems very agile. He stays pretty low and he's very explosive. He can actually line up with running backs. He wraps them up thoroughly, knocks them to the ground, gets the play done. Oklahoma right now is in heavy pursuit for him. Zach Alley, this was one of his big pursuits when he came in. He is currently committed to Miami. He's been committed to Miami since since December of last year. So Oklahoma's got a lot of catching up to do on that. Hired Zach Alley, bring him in. Alley begins his research, and Elijah mentioned in a couple of interviews that he has a relationship with Zach Alley, and he knows what Brent Venables does with linebackers. He knows what he can do. And now he knows that he's a priority to us. He'll be here this weekend with all the big other players we'll have. We have a lot of bunch of 5-stars, a lot of defensive linemen, a lot of big time players coming in this weekend for the big event. This is what the Party at the Palace next weekend's Champ U Barbecue. So these next 2 weekends are going to be huge for what Oklahoma's doing. Next weekend's the biggest one, of course. That's the big OV weekend. But this weekend, the Party at the Palace is pretty large. We're going to have a ton of talent, and he's going to be one of those. And I think having him here, giving him an opportunity to meet a lot of the players, meet a lot of the counterparts, can help Oklahoma try to, bridge that gap and hopefully close on the deal because keeping it a buck, man, watching him play, yeah, I like linebackers like that, right? We talk about the Lewis Carters of the world and those type of hitters, and I think that Melendez can be one of those that can add of course, especially to what we're doing here at Oklahoma. So, yeah, make sure you hop in the comments. Tell me what you think about Elijah. How you feel? You think we got a chance? Think we can snatch him away from the jaws of Miami? If y'all have noticed, it seems like Brent Venables and them like to go after players that went to Miami for some reason. I feel like there's some sort of a competition going on, and I'm going to be honest, I like it. I like the aggressiveness, and I need us to do more of that. If you made it this far, like the content, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Love for y'all to join us over here on the recruiting channel. Always doing what we do best, trying to provide you with the best content out there. So, all right, we'll be going live. We had a live show. Check it out here on the screen. Coop talked about an offensive lineman that added us as in his top 4. That is a video you need to check out as well here on the screen. So, pull up. We'll talk soon. Peace.